It begins in a gray space. Everything is a mist. It's foggy. I can't really see anything. All I know is that I'm present. I hear murmurs, whispers, and a buzzing sound. And then eventually everything goes black. The mist fades away as if it's being wiped off of a screen. And then I appear upon a beach. And I start walking on this beach of red sand, of white sand, of orange sand. I'm wandering for a long time. Leftward, there's grasses, tall, long grasses, but there are only tufts of them, all over the place, scattered about. And it stretches on and on and on and on. Rightward, ocean, foamy. It's a strong current is ongoing. Even though the sky is completely open. It is nighttime, even though there is daylight all over the sand. And as I wander, and as I continue to walk, I have no thoughts. I have no other visions. I'm only walking on and on and on and on. For a very long time, I'm just wandering through these sands, observing the grasses, which are repeating, I notice, the exact same tuft of grass repeating over and over and over again. And the ocean tides, and the foam, the chop in the distance. And then, eventually, I start to get this sensation. It was as if I was dying. It felt as if an absolute bliss was overcoming me. And suddenly, from the sand, whirling and whirling, and then as if the light in the sand started to produce its own heat, it lit on fire and burnt the very sand. And the glass that came forth from the sand was black, and it made the figure of a human being. I could not tell if it was a man or a woman, but it was a black apparition made of glass. And when I saw this thing, and it looked at me faceless, I was not afraid. I was not confused. I felt certain. And I reached out my hand to it, and I touched it. First on the shoulder, then upon the chest, then in the belly, and then back to the chest. And then the face, and I caressed the jaw, and then touched the top of the head. I drew my own hand backward, and then I felt my own body start to change. And I became a tiger, and I became an eagle. I became a woman. I became a man. I turned to 1,000 different other forms. Not just animals, not just people, not even just plants or fungi. I became microbes, and I became ideas. I became concepts, and I became powers. I became love, and I became fear. 1,000,000 forms passed through me, and I became each of them. And at the end, I was only myself. I turned back to a little child version of myself, and I looked up into the sky, and I saw 7 orbs. And these 7 orbs, they were brilliant, and they moved, and they made all kinds of different forms and patterns in the sky, as if they were just playing at being constellations, as if it was a game. And as I watched them, that bliss turned to something else. That sensation that had overtaken me, that death that had overtaken me, it became something else, something pure, something supreme.